Hi, I'm Jacob at DK Runsby's, and today I'm going to put the set of videos together to show you how to maintain books on Xero. We're not going to go over anything in great detail, just the very basics of what you need to know. So what I'm working with right now is I've set up a company. You'll see it's called Test Limited, doesn't exist. And basically there are no balances on this. All I've done is I've set it up and I've set the year end to be March, and I've set the VAT scheme that I want to represent. So throughout these set of videos, I'm going to show you how to set up a chart of accounts to be more tailored towards your particular business. I'm going to show you how to import invoices, that will be sales invoices and purchase invoices, and I'm going to show you how to reconcile them invoices to your bank, and then just some checks to do throughout and how you would expect it to look in the end. So what we have here is a list of all the purchase invoices, all of the sales invoices, and all of the bank transactions that I'm going to be processing within Xero and showing you guys how to do. So you'll notice with the purchases and sales, we do need a Xero code in this instance. And the best way to find that would be through the chart of accounts. But once you've gone through and you've done a few months, you can have a look at your trial balance or profit and loss report, and then all of the codes that you've used in the past will be there, and it will be a lot less codes to go through to identify where you're wanting to put the items. Now it is worth noting now that I have deliberately misposted one of these, and you'll see down the line how we can recognise that within Xero and then go ahead and correct it within Xero. Hello. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to create some new accounts and edit your old chart of accounts in order to be more tailored to your individual business. Now, you have a standard template to begin with, and for all intents and purposes, you should be able to complete your books using these codes. But if you want more detail and a further breakdown of where your costs are, then it might be a good idea to create some new accounts and to edit the existing ones to be more personalised to your business. So what I've done already is I've gone in and I've created two new codes. That's because in this set of example, the business that I've essentially created is purchasing wood, purchasing glass, purchasing general materials, building sheds and selling the sheds. So hopefully it'll give you a pretty clear indication of how to bookkeep for this particular instance. So in order to edit a code that already exists, which I have actually already done here, is you very simply click into it and then you can edit the description, the code or the type. I would generally try and avoid editing existing types just because they're kind of coded in a way that's already structured for their particular kind of accounts types. So you'll see direct costs, overheads, and it does tend to follow in this order. So I wouldn't reinvent the wheel too much, but you can add some things to get some more information out of them. So in this instance, I had direct expenses and I've added direct expenses general. The reason that is because I want to differentiate the general direct expenses from the purchase of wood, which is a account that I've created, and the purchases of glass, again for the purpose of this exercise. So while you don't need to be an accounts guru in order to create a new code, you do need to be very aware of the type of account of which you are creating. So see, when you go and add accounts, you have to select the accounts type. Now it's very important to get this right, otherwise it won't be treated correctly within any of the reports essentially. So the best way to know which account type to put it to is quite simply just look for a very similar account code that already exists. So a good example for my example is I have a direct cost here and I've created two new accounts for direct costs. Now I've essentially mirrored this account in every single way possible apart from the description, and therefore I know that it will be treated correctly. Another example of this is if we go to a different account type, so let's say a non-current liability, and we look at the loan. If I had two different loan accounts that I wanted to isolate and you know differentiate between one and the other, I would create I would essentially mirror this account in every single way. I would make the account code 901, 902, 903, so it's in the correct little bulk, and I would make sure it's a non-current liability like the other code. And as long as you follow that logic, you really can't go wrong when you're creating no accounts.